the organization that has helped us facilitate this webinar. So Kenya Export Promotion and Branding Agency, on behalf of USAfrica Trade and Business Network Group, we want to thank you very much. So this webinar is going to take 1 hour approximately. Please note that your audio is off for now and your video, just to make sure the webinar is seamless. In case of any question, don't hesitate to write it in the chat box. We have a group of people who will be responding and who will be responding promptly to your question. Immediately after this webinar, we are going to share these slides to your email, because we'll have your email. And in case of any other pressing issue, do not hesitate to write it in the email. I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Benga, who is the Executive Director and the founder of USAfrica Trade and Business Network, which is located in New York, Brooklyn. He'll be taking us through this informational session from now till the end. And please feel free to interact with any of our members and even himself in the chat box. So thank you very much. I hope you're going to have a productive and effective webinar. And at this juncture, please, Mr. Benga, take the floor. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much, Joy, for all the work that you do and for being a great representative for the country of Kenya. And of course, I'd like to again thank Keproba for allowing us to speak to some of the businesses that they communicate with, so we can share this opportunity with them. We're most grateful. A lot of African export agencies are not as proactive as what we've seen with Keproba. And we're really, really grateful to the team at Keproba. Thank you so very much, Esther and Gatha. And of course, I have a couple of our team here. I would have loved to have many more people join us. It's actually 3 a.m., 3:08 a.m. now. So if I'm looking dreary, forgive me. It's in the middle of the night over here, but that's the beauty of time difference. So because of time, I will jump right into this presentation. If you have any question at any point in time, please go ahead and just leave your comment, and we will definitely respond to it. It's an informational session only. It's basically to talk about this event that is coming up. Of course, this is just a little bit about me. My social media handle is Meet Benga. And I think with that, you can see me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, because if I begin to go through all of this, it might take a whole lot of time. So I just want you to know that I started this journey quite a while back. I was originally into marketing. I studied in the UK before coming to the United States. I got my moment when I attended an event, and Joy, who is from Kenya, Joy Quila, she understands this story very well. AWEP had an event in Florida a couple of years ago, and I attended and I met some women that they brought some products from Africa. And because those products were not properly packaged, the custom officer actually told them they have to return this product. They couldn't sell it. I felt bad, and I began to research, why can't we sell our product in the USA? Why can't African products be sold here if it's in so much of a demand? And I found out that there are problems with compliance. And incidentally, the Customs and Border Control says that compliance is majorly most of the reason why our products are being sent back to Africa. And these compliance are not major issues. We're talking about labeling, how you write kilogram instead of writing pounds, grams, ounces, some little details that we miss. So there's a knowledge gap. I also found out that there is no platform where buyers and sellers can actually connect together to understand what each one is looking for. So this problem has led me to a point where we started this organization. And with this organization, we began to organize the first exhibition, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But I just want you to know that you're in the right place here. If you have an export ready product and you're looking for ways to getting them to buyers in the US particularly, and you have a business and you are struggling to expand your business into the US market, maybe because you do not have people you can trust who can warehouse your product for you, who can do presentation for you, who can actually get your product to market. Or you're an entrepreneur that you just need the knowledge, you need the tools, and you need the guidance to start. You are in the right place. So, like I was saying, so we incorporated this nonprofit in 2020. We had our first event in 2020, but we incorporated in 2020 as a nonprofit because we're working with the United Nations. And when we did, this first event was in September 2019, highly successful. We had about 5 different countries represented. We were very excited because we had a vision and we tested it out and it worked. And we chose September simply because it kind of gets you hungry when our leaders come to the US during the United Nations General Assembly. And sometimes, not to their fault, they have a purpose and they come for their purpose, but they come with a whole lot of people. And we felt it's a great opportunity to use that as a way of selling what the country has to offer rather than do policy only. So we said, if we host an event that is not just like every other one, but this is a B2B where people can business to business networking, where we can have exhibition, then it would be a great opportunity to promote the country and the continent as a whole. And we said we would have country spotlight series where different countries will be allowed to do presentation. And so that was why we chose September, and it pretty much worked because if my president is coming and he's coming with a lot of CEOs and a lot of agencies, rather than the agencies just attending those um, main events, they can also do some business deals, have meetings, and showcase what the country has. So we did that, and that was why we chose September, and it's been working well for us. So we've done 4 editions. We started in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and of course 2023. The key areas we focus on in are trade and investment, number one, export and import, climate and food security. You would all agree with me that with the war with Russia now and Ukraine, there's been a lot of food shortages. People are scared, and the distribution channel has been disrupted, and so people are looking for other places to leverage on. And again, with COVID-19, there became a lot of awareness into healthy food options. And Africa was that place where everybody now is buying moringa. Everybody wants to buy organic now. Everybody wants to live longer. And so everybody's looking into Africa. And of course, tourism, gender equality. And we're so big on gender equality to the point where this year, even though we usually would host our events in September, we had one in March to support our women entrepreneurs during the International Women's Day celebration, which was highly, highly successful. And of course, the African diaspora, because, and I say this wherever I go, CNN kept said in one of their reports that the diaspora is Africa's secret weapon. When you look at the remittance rates, the amount of money being remitted, legally, officially, not under the table, not through friends and family, it will blow your mind that the diaspora has a lot of opportunity to help the continent of Africa. And so I thought only the host can do presentation, can um, Chime and Esther and anyone in the team look at the screen. I don't know why some things came up on the screen. Anyway, so I will continue with my presentation. So the African diaspora is very, very is a great opportunity for you all to leverage on, and that is why we're going to be having a whole session we're going to be having a whole session for the Kenya diaspora community at this event so that you can meet people from Kenya. I am from Nigeria, and I'm used to the food, the clothing, the lifestyle in Nigeria before I came to the US. And so are many other people like that. So imagine that you're able to connect with your diaspora. You can do business with them. They can do business with you. They can represent you here. They can share your product. They can buy your product. They can be your advocate. They can bring investment back home if that connection is made. So we're very big on African diaspora, and that is going to feature very well at this event. Who are the people we target at this event? We target the private and the public sector. A lot of governmental agencies do attend our event on the African side and on the US side. Just like what Caproba has done to assist us with this presentation, we do work with a lot of governmental agencies who would facilitate attending our event. On the US side, we're working with the SBA, Small Business Administration, the Exim Bank, which is the Export Import Bank of the United States. We're working with SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Corporation. At the last presentation we did with Caproba, we had some of our partners and representatives who are working with us attended that meeting. And like I said, the people that attend our event, they include MSMEs, which is and also the MWBs, which is the minority business enterprises, and MSMEs, of course, investors, off-takers. The off-takers are the ones that buys the products and they help to distribute them. We have distributors, agencies, parastatals, entrepreneurs, businesses, political and diplomatic leaders who also attend our event as well. And some of the past events we've hosted, most of this event were done directly inside the United Nations. But since 2019, we've hosted 6 editions of the USAfrica Business Expo. The last one was in March in New Jersey. And so, again, like I said, most of these things are public knowledge, but because of time, I'm going to just move quickly. And so some of the projects that we work on, we don't just stumble on them. We work on them because they are necessary. The first one is the retail incubation. Just like I told you, the journey started because we wanted to help African businesses get their product into the US market. The retail incubation basically allows you to get your product into mainstream retail market in the US. And it's not just there to be sold. It's also for us to help you get them through the compliance system with the packaging, with the labeling, everything that you need to get your product sold anywhere in the US, be it packaging, labeling, FDA standards, what the customers are saying, what the pricing should be. All of those are captured in the retail incubation program. And then by the time you're done, you're not just selling your product, but you're selling with the right price. You're selling to the right people. And why do we choose to go this route? We could have just said it's easier to get into the local African market. And I'm sorry to say, most of the market, they are unregulated. You go to the local African market here, some don't even have a label, some don't have a package, and everybody is competing with the same price in the same area. And moreover, that population is just a fraction. It's less than 1%, you know, of the whole US market, retail market. So so the thinking for us is if we get your product standardized, then you can get into the mainstream and compete favorably and charge top dollar as well. Now, the export import hub is a place. Remember the problem I told you we encountered when we started? It because there is no place where buyers and sellers can connect and understand what they're looking for. So we created an export and import hub where you can basically meet people from the US who are looking for products. And here you have product to sell. And we provide the overview to make sure nobody is playing anky panky. All right. And then both of you can do business together. And just so you all know, if anyone is joining this event, we're going to give you a free access to the number 2, which is the Export and Import Hub. We're going to give you a free membership to joining the hub. And the third project we have is the Source in Africa Marketplace. It's a place where you can list your product and you can sell it both in retail and also, yes, even though this presentation is about our event, but you see, our event is not just an event. Our event has evolved, and these 3 programs are needed for coming to the expo for it to make sense to you. Expo is just 2 weeks. Beyond 2 weeks, what happened? You exhibit for 2 days. So what happened? And these are some things we've done because of, over the years, we've seen what people need. We've listened to people like you, and we're bringing this project to the table to make it successful. And so the 6th edition is happening in September, like you all know. And again, I've talked about this event already. It happens during the UN General Assembly, purposefully because it's a good time to be having a meeting because a lot of people would be in New York at that time. And that is the reasoning why we did this. The product that we focus on during exhibition are commodities, products from agribusiness or any agro-allied products, semi-processed products, value-added prepackaged products. We are well aware that a lot of African leaders are pushing for the opportunity to be able to sell valued added product. Africans now want to sell product that value has been added to, so they can earn more foreign exchange, they can employ more people, which makes a lot of sense. That will continue to happen. So we're able to take product that has been packaged, and there's really no reason why we shouldn't be selling African products in the US. Everything that is needed, we have it, and we would gladly provide that for free. It's not a big deal for you to sell prepackaged foods in the US. Some requires additional licensing and approval from the Department of Agriculture, USDA, but majorly what you need is just your FDA facility registration, and then do your labeling and packaging right. Then you're in business. Art and craft, we focus on that. Textile and apparel, beauty and cosmetics as well. So these are the key areas that we're looking for people to come and exhibit their products, and we're providing a guarantee that your product will sell. We're not just going to exhibit your product, we would work with you to sell your product. And of course, what are the strategic objectives? To grow the African and US economy, to increase the number of US and African MSMEs that are leveraging AGOA, AFTA. In fact, there is no event we had since the advent of AGOA and AFTA that we don't talk about it. We always have a session on AFTA, just to educate people. We're saying that it's a two-way tool. It's not just an African policy. It can also be an advantage to US businesses. And so That's one of the things we talk about. It's a forum for leveraging the power of the African diaspora, which I had already talked about, of course, to help fulfill the SDG, the Africa we want by year 2030. Also to support the AU agenda, yes, 2063 goal. So these are some of the strategic objective of this event. This event will help you find market for your export ready products while expanding your distribution network. Of course, the beautiful thing is for every single person that attending our event, if you have a product, we are going to provide for you free compliance and standardization review. We're going to tell you where your product is and what you need to do to bring it to market. Think about that. What else do anybody need? So that's why I was taking my time to talk about other things that we do beyond the event so that we can bring a wholesome package to the table that really makes sense. Of course, to increase investment opportunity, we also help to attract investment because we do have investors attend our event as well. Of course, to gain key knowledge and the know-how of the U.S. and African export market, to enhance trade agreement and policy. Of course, to harness the wealth and the skill of the African diaspora. And that is why for September, as many of you that will be joining us in New York, we're going to be having the Kenyan Forum, the Diaspora Forum with the Kenyans who are here. And they're excited about it. And I know a lot of great things will come up out of that. There's so many other here. Let me see what I haven't talked about. I think so like Esther said, I'm looking at the time. So we're going to send out this presentation. There's nothing major here that I haven't talked about. Of course, we're going to have a gala. We're going to network with leaders. Last year, we had the mayor of New York, the most powerful mayor in the US, was at our event. We had 4 elected officials, senator, state. We had a congressman. We had 2 assemblywomen, 1 assemblywoman and 1 assemblyman attended our event. I'm not saying that to say that's all you're looking for, but I'm saying that we also connect with politicians. You can network with them because we need them. They also have to do 1 or 2 things for us. So attractions, of course, B2B matchmaking. Within that 2 weeks, if you sign up to attend our event, we're going to ask you, who would you like to meet? We would ensure we give you a personalized B2B. We would arrange a B2B with you and someone that you're looking to connect with. That is not all. Of course, during the 2 weeks, you have unlimited opportunity to be able to connect with people. And our event always come in an hybrid form, both in person and online. So meaning you can meet as many people as possible. And for those who are exhibiting with us, those who are exhibiting, getting an exhibit space, you would have the opportunity to be at the retail incubation for 2 weeks as well. So meaning you can actually come with product and sell out before you leave. Imagine having your product being sold for you while you're here for an event, and it's being sold somewhere that you don't have to be. You don't have to be there. You're doing your own thing. Someone else is selling your product for you. So these are some of the benefits. And of course, our agenda, we will do pre-event orientation tour to some offices that we partner with, like the U.S. Small Business Development Agency. I talked about the Kenyan Diaspora Forum, seminars, workshop, breakout sessions, keynotes, and workshops. And of course, we will talk about the Export and Prosper program, which is one of our programs that I've talked about earlier today. And of course, exhibition. So this is a draft itinerary. We expect our guests to have arrived by September 11th. Officially, Hunger 2023 starts is open from September 5th. So we expect that you'll be around by the 11th. The 12th, we have a conference and briefing. On the 13th, we take you on a guide of the UN headquarters because before everything gets busy and crowded. Then on Thursday, we have the forum for Kenyans in the diaspora. And on Friday, we have our first day of conference. So our event is always an hybrid of workshops, breakout, panel, and the exhibition. There'll be a room, a section for exhibition and a section for the conference and workshop. Same thing on Saturday. The only difference is on Saturday, there will be gala as well. Then from Monday the 18th through September 25th, there will be select UN events, which are not our events, but they are events that are hosted in the margins as well. And many of it would interest you. And many of those events you may want to attend, but we would work with you. We would help you to facilitate registering for those events as soon as you confirm. Now, in terms of packages, this is where the packages are. Let me see if I can pull it up here. This is where the packages are. And you can also check it out yourself. If you go to USAfrica Business Expo, right, you will be able to see all the plans and whatever you want to sign up for. You may want to sign up for the attendee only, which is fine. Right now, we're running a promotion, and with that promotion, this is for people in the US, so we're not talking about that. But for this one, it's usually 700, but we're giving it for 525. And these are all the benefits you get here. All of this, including your refreshment, lunch, tea, coffee, invitation letters for those needing it, hotel and logistics support, on and on and on and on like that. Now we have attendee package and we have exhibition package. And because of time, I would advise you to go there and see they're all loaded. There's great value for money here for everyone. And one thing I like to also say, because of the time it requires to get visas, we are willing to help you kickstart the process. If anyone wants to be part of this event, you can commit to at least a deposit of $100, then we would help you to get started on the process because it usually takes time to get all the visas and all of these things done. And we are saying this not because we want $100, but we know that a lot of people had always wanted to be at our event in the past. And either they don't get a date for interview on time or something just got delayed. So we felt that might be something that would be helpful to you. Um, and so that's it. So I advise you all to go to this website, take a look, US Africa Business Expo, and you can register. And one of the things we're going to offer you is this rate is going to change. But as many people that get committed to attending this event, we're going to freeze the rate we're giving you, which is the 500. We're going to freeze that. We're not going to let it change for you, even when the early bird has changed. So there are different packages as well. You can, secure a booth, a space to also exhibit as well. These are the rates as well. You can be an exhibitor and also want to be part of the retail incubation, which is basically helping you to get your product ready and getting them sold for 3 months as well. So these are all the different packages, but because of time, I'll go back to my presentation. And so that's basically what this is all about. Our success stories, we've been, like I told you, this journey for us did not start in one day. This journey for us started since 2019. And we're proud of what we've been able to achieve. They didn't just come lightly, they came out of what working diligently to make sure that we provide value to people. Just like I had said, a lot of the people we work with, we're currently working with about 150 member organizations across the US and Africa, quite a good number of chambers of commerces. We're in about 15 African countries right now that we've covered, and we have representatives there right now. Um, we're committed to the growth and development of minority businesses and entrepreneurs, and our track record speaks for itself. Over the years, we've hosted several programs and events just to do that. In 2019, our program and event attracted over 250 physical attendees. And even though COVID came, we pivoted, we went and do virtual exhibition. And we did the same thing in 2020. And we had over 736 virtual attendees participated. We continued with our virtual event in 2021, and the number grew with a total of about 950 virtual attendees who benefited from our training sessions and webinar. In 2022, we resumed our physical event and we had 225 physical attendees and about 180 virtual attendees who participated in our program. Additionally, 85 trainees attended our export-import training programs, which was designed to help entrepreneurs understand the intricacies of international trade. So even our webinars, we've had a lot of positive feedback. So with over 3,400 people attending our sessions, in February 2023, we had a record breaking of over 5,400 people attended our live webinars, which underscored the growing interest in our program and the value that we bring to our community. The USAfrica Trade Up, which I talked about, is another platform which is also established to provide ongoing support. So you don't just come to an event and you go back. You're connected for life with the people who have similar interests with yourself. Currently, we have over 100 people in our hub. An additional these over 100 people are either buying or selling, with an additional 675 members on our WhatsApp group, So this platform provides an avenue for our members to connect with one another because we're very big on that connection. And since our establishment in 2019, we've empowered over 10,000 participants through our various programs and events. Which include early stage entrepreneurs. Either you don't have a product yet, you've not even registered your business, or growth stage businesses, those who already have that business and for some form of product, but they need to get it to where it needs to be. Or you're an established business, you already have a market in your local market, and you're looking to expand internationally. We're very proud. I am very proud of our track record, and we remain committed to providing ongoing support to underserved minority business. Currently, we have over 15 vendors that we're working with across different countries in Africa, whose products have been sold in the mainstream US market that we're working with. So I'm really glad about this. And at this point, I would like to thank you all, and I look forward to your questions. If there are questions, I don't know if questions have been dropped in the chat room. If they are, I would love to take your questions. We still have about 20 minutes. And so, yes, so just so you all know as well, if anyone decides to join us and they're committed, we're also going to give you this bonus, which is a platform where we would list your product. You don't worry about warehouse. You don't worry about anything. All that matters is get the product to us, and everything else is taken care of. And it's very transparent. You would see, just like when you go on Amazon, you can see your account and everything. You can see who is buying, when they bought. You can see what they're saying. They can even contact you directly as well. And you will see what price your product is being sold. If anyone joins us, we will just throw this in and say thank you to Keproba for giving us the opportunity to speak to you. And so let me see if there are questions. If there are questions, oh, you can see the new screen. Okay. How do one join as a vendor and a member? Okay, so Shirley, as a vendor and as a member, the website is where you can do that. However, if you drop your details, our team will take it up and they'll follow up with you immediately. Is there a possibility of attending the expo and making those sales? No, there's no possibility. So that was how it was when we first started. And that was why I took time to explain the program, because it feels bad when you spend so much on logistics, travel, and then nothing happened. No, there is no possibility of that. We have moved beyond that point. So there's a guarantee attached to you joining our event. How can we join the WhatsApp group, please, Mr. George? We would definitely, our team would definitely leave your contact information. Our team would definitely add you onto our group. Is the warehouse you're offering easily accessible to potential? Absolutely. Everything here is geo plotted. So long as there's an address, there's accessibility, and there's a whole lot of third party companies that do deliveries. Some do deliveries on bike, some do on trucks, some do on van, some would even arrange for pickup. So there's a whole lot of ways for the product to be assessed as well. And again, sorry, before I continue, you see, someone was actually trying to take over my screen, so you would understand why. Thank God we decided to make it impossible, because we don't know who is who. And so that was why we actually muted everyone and all of that. So I hope you would understand that it's just so we can have an uninterrupted session. What is the level of involvement support from the I believe US and AU? Is this expo registered as such? Yes, it is. Now, in terms of involvement and support, just to give you an idea, we've had the Export and Import Bank of the United States participated at our event. We've had the Small Business Administration participated at our event. We've had the what do you call them? The Customs and Border Patrol. So the immigration, custom, they've all been merged together, and they call them the CBD or CBC or something like that. And these are the guys who will stay at the border to allow any product in and out. They're here with us as well. They sent 6 people, just so you can check out the level of involvement. They had 6 people came to our event last year, September. Again, like I told you, the most influential, powerful mayor in the United States gave a speech. If I email you, you would see how the footer of my email is speech about what he said about us. They're fueling him. The New York Mayora has a budget of over 100 billion, and they're committed to opening up the market in New York to Africans so we can do business. There's another organization, the SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Corporation. They're in support and they're part of this event, and they are part of this. So involvement and support, we have it at any level that you can imagine. Another question, is there any support to access international market? Absolutely, Mr. Benson. That's exactly what this is all about. Do you charge the seller for making sales on their behalf? Yes, there is a fee. That is if you if within the 2 weeks you come to exhibit, right? We don't charge you for that. But if you join the program, the retail incubation program has a fee package to it. And we are able and willing to discuss that with anyone who is interested in joining it. There's a fee, but it's a fraction. When you look at the warehouse, the logistics, selling for you day and night, online and in person, customer service, returns, and all of those things, what you pay is a fraction. And we teach you how you can make sure that you break even and you factor in the fees that you pay. So that if, let's say, you're making a product for $10, we teach you how everything is within $3 so that you can use that another $3 for logistics and all of these fees. And the other $3 will be your profit margin. Yes, there's a WhatsApp group. Please drop your details so that our team can add you. Yes, people are asking for the WhatsApp group. Please drop your details. There's a whole lot of questions there. I have to. Do you offer linkages, co-creation activities? Honestly, Mr. Adala, Madam Adala, I do not understand that questions. But in terms of linkages, yes, we're big on linkages. Every event we hold would have a B2B matchmaking where you can both the ones that we arrange based on your profile and the one the system will pair you up with online. Yeah, so for the Agua, it's not a difficult thing. Kenya is under Agua. I don't think Kenya has maxed their quota yet. But the details should be under Caproba. I'm sure Caproba has the details, but if there's any specific details of what you need, we can provide it. But the good thing is when you use your code, right? When you use your code when your exporters is bringing your product, the system would have flagged your product so long as the rule of origin applies, the product is made in your country. So they will already see in the system so that you don't pay duty. So it's not something we work too hard on. So long as you provide the evidence that these products were made in Kenya, and you qualify for the rule of origin and it's shown in the packing list, the system here would automatically pick that product and know that you are under Agora. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Sharma, for thanking Keproba for allowing us to speak with you all. Thank you so much. Yes, if you send us commodities, but we would like to know what commodities you're referring to, but definitely yes. The taxable portion of the sales get collected by the vendor. Do we need to register? No. So if you want to register your business in the US, yes, we can do that for you. If you even want to sell your brand name, we can do that for you. If you want to get your trademark done, we can guide you to do that. If you want to register your FDA facility in Kenya, we can guide you to do that. If you want to register your EIN that you need to get your FDA facility, we can guide you. But the taxable portion is automatically applied at the POS. The point of sale, the moment you swipe the card, the system will prompt the system to collect taxes on it, which is you're not liable to. The customer will pay taxes on that, on the product they're buying. I don't know if that answers Nora's question. How do we get added to the WhatsApp? Yes, definitely. I would like to be a member. Okay, Wycliffe. So my team is looking at all of this and they will get back to you. Yeah, don't worry, James Ngure. We would send the recording out. Okay, thank you, Esther. So I think you all been responded to. I'm just going to scroll through. Again, I'd like to thank Aproba. Thank you all for coming to attending this webinar. So, okay, so mostly these are phone numbers. It is an ongoing program. Absolutely. So it's an ongoing, it's a side event to Onga and would continue to hold this event because it's needed. If you cannot make it in September, you would definitely be able to join us either in March next year or in September the following year. even for those who are going to, for one reason or the other, if they made payment, you register, you can make it now. Your registration would be transferred for you to next year as well. Okay, I think my team is responding already. So we have 9 more minutes to go, so we're doing well on time. I'm really grateful to Esther for fast. Esther, I don't know if you would like to speak or have any, or maybe, but I'm scrolling through. Yes, please make sure you go to the website, USAfrica Trade and Business Network. So our main corporate website, let me show you. This is our corporate website, US Africa Hub. So you can go there on the screen. The second website is where you can register for the event as well. So we encourage you all to do that. And if you have additional questions, we would be willing to work with you. But remember, when you commit to attending this event now, you get 2 bonus. You're going to be added as a member of the hub, which gives you access to people who are looking for your product without even attending the expo yet. It gives you access to people who may want to buy from you, and you get your product listed on our e-commerce website, because for people buying in wholesale or raw materials or anything, the first place they will go is on that platform to see if they can find suppliers. If you register, and we're willing to work with you. If you think paying off everything will be a challenge so that you can kickstart your application, we're willing to have you start with a minimum deposit of $100 as well. Okay, I think thank you so much. Okay. If you've gotten any value from here, you can leave your comment so we know. And if there's any other thing, uh I wish we can help in getting visas. Visas is always a challenge. So just like the programs we have, we've taken our time to continue to understand what needs to be done so that visa process can be facilitated. Even though we cannot guarantee or get anyone visas, we would work with you to give you as much information, education, and documentation to help facilitate procuring your visas. That we can do. Cost of laboratory tests for good destined for the USA. It depends, just like I said, each product category has different requirement. I do not know what product Mr. Neon Pro is talking about that require laboratory test. That might be for within the Kenya government, which I may not have full details, but I'm sure Kaproba, who has brought this information to you, I'm sure they'll be willing to help you out. Or if you can tell us a little bit more, then we might be able to provide further insight. Thank you, Ellen Wandaka. I appreciate the comment. Yes, herbs and vegetable is big now. If your herbs, they're dried, they're powdered, absolutely. If they're not live plants is always a problem. It would take you into a whole level of compliance requirement. But if it's dried, it's better. And if it's not mixed, if it's like single ingredient herbs, it even makes your life easier. You don't need any approval from anybody to bring it in, because moringa is moringa, ginger is ginger, whatever. So, but if what you have is a mixture of one or two, if you want to avoid the compliance, you can send them in separately as single ingredients, and when they get to the US, they can be mixed for you. Then you can sell it. Okay, yeah, Yash Natani, thank you so much. Yeah. So we talked about the retail incubation, but if you need more details, let us know. We can organize another session with our team, and they can tell you a little bit more about the retail incubation, and they can also provide more details as well. Yes, Alex Molly, yes, we are grateful to Caproba. We're leaning on their expertise and knowledge and guidance to help coordinate the Kenya delegation. And Miss Esther Ingata as well. She's our Kenya representative. She's been doing an awesome job. She would also be part of the delegation coming. So whatever coordination that is needed, she will be there to assist. Yes, we would share the presentation as well. Thank you all. I think that's about it. That's about it. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benga, for such an insightful and very presentation. Very elaborate, as from the comments in the chat box. People are really appreciative for this information, the great presentation. Very insightful. Some didn't even know such services are available. And we want to thank Keproba for this opportunity, and yourself, Mr. Benga, the founder of USAfrica Trade and Business Network, and my fellow Kenyans. I would really love us to take this opportunity and grab it. It is our opportunity to sell our products directly to the US market. As he has said, we have a hub where even if you're not able to sell your products during the expo, we are going to sell it for you. We have a hub in a very lucrative mall, which is centrally situated in New York. And we really appreciate USAfrica Trade and Business Network for that. So if any of your questions has not been replied, there is an email that has been shared by Chime, please. And also the presentation and the slides will be sent to you. All of you who have dropped your numbers in the chat box, be sure that you're going to be added to that WhatsApp group. And without further ado, I really want to thank everybody who attended this webinar, and you have taken your time to come and listen to this webinar, and you grab this opportunity well. I know it's gonna change your business for the better. So thank you very much. We want to finish this webinar. Thank you, Keproba. I know they're listening. And in particular, Madam Hilda Ogada, thank you very much for helping us with this and facilitating this webinar. So you can leave at your own pleasure. And please, we are going to send the presentation to your emails and answer all your questions. Thank you very much.